Hello guys, in this video we are going to look at how we can find the double factorial of an even number and the double factorial of an odd number. So let us begin with what the double factorial is all about. Let's begin with odd numbers. So the double factorial of 3 is just multiplying from 1 to 3, excluding all the even numbers between 1 and 3, or excluding all the numbers between 1 and 3. Let me put it that way. So the double factorial of 3 is simply 1 times 3. Now the double factorial of 5, it means I need to exclude all the even numbers between 1 and 5. So I have exclude 2, exclude 4 as well. And the double factorial of 7, I exclude all the even numbers between 1 and 7. So I exclude 2, I exclude 4, and I exclude 6. So it means that the product of all odd numbers simply gives me the double factorial of that odd number. So 1 times 3 times 5 times 7 times 9 right up to times 2n plus 1, which is the general representation of all odd numbers, is simply the double factorial of that odd number. We can verify when n is 0, we have 1 double factorial. Sorry, when n is 1, we have 3 double factorial. When n is 2, we have 5 double factorial. When n is 3, we have 7 double factorial, and so on and so forth. Alright, so let us also look at the double factorial of even numbers. Now for even numbers, 2 double factorial is the same as 2. We do the same thing, but now we exclude all the odd numbers found in between beginning from 2 right up till that number. So 4 double factorial, I take 2 times 4, I exclude the odd number, which is 3. 6 double factorial, I take 2 times 4 times 6, I exclude 3 and 5. Alright, so in essence, it means the product of all even numbers is simply the double factorial of 2n. So 2 times 4 times 6 times 8 times 10 right up till times 2n is simply 2n double factorial. Alright, so let us see how we can write a double factorial in terms of a single factorial which we are versed with. So 3 factorial is simply 1 times 2 times 3, but the numbers in red, 1 times 3 is simply 3 double factorial. It means that 3 single factorial is 2 times 3 double factorial. Let us go to 5 factorial. Is 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5. The numbers in red simply defines 5 double factorial. So it means 5 single factorial is simply 2 times 4 times 5 double factorial. Let us end at 7 factorial, which is the product from 1 to 7. The numbers in red define 7 double factorial, meaning that 7 factorial is 2 times 4 times 6 times 7 double factorial. So we can bring out the general formula, which says that 2n plus 1 factorial is simply 2 times 4 times, that's the product of all even numbers, times the double factorial of that odd number. Because if we add 3 factorial, it is simply 2 times 3 double factorial. For 5 factorial is 2 times 4 times 5 double factorial, and so on and so forth. Now clearly we can extract, we saw previously that the product of all even numbers, that's from 1 to n, from the first to the end, which is from 2 right up to 2n, is simply 2n double factorial. But we can also get it in terms of a single factorial. How? From the first term, which is 2, we factorize 2. From the second term, which is 4, we factorize 2. From the third term, which is 6, we factorize 2. We see that we are going to factorize 2n times, and when you multiply, we just simply have 2 raised to the power n, because we have 2 raised to the power 1 times 2 raised to the power 1 n times. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 n times is n. Then factorizing 2 from 2, we get 1. Factorizing 2 from 4, we get 2, right up till factorizing 2 from n, we get n. But this on the right hand side is just n factorial, which is then times 2 raised to the power n. It means 2n double factorial is 2 raised to the power n times n factorial. Alright, now finally we can now get 2n plus 1 double factorial in terms of a single factorial. So we have 2 to the power n times n factorial times 2n plus 1 double factorial to give us 2n plus 1 single factorial. So it means our 2n plus 1 double factorial is simply 2n plus 1 factorial divided by 2 raised to the power n times n factorial. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.